Well, here I go again with the video for the 18th of November, and I've titled it, Witnessing the Shakedown. Are you as confused about what is happening as I am? I get info saying that Donald Trump, though elected in the recent sham election, will not actually take office. Those who believe the organic U.S. republic is being restored say that Paul Ryan will be the interim president until we can have a lawful, non-corporate election. They also say a currency revaluation is in process, eliminating fiat currencies and replacing them with asset-backed, that's gold, silver, etc., money. There also seems to be more info regarding the arrest of some of the big players in the New World Order, NWO, charade, announced by Bush 1, including Bush himself. Is a real shakedown happening? I don't know for sure, but I hope so. We certainly need to know the truth if we are ever to be truly free. I only wrote that blurb, it's probably not even been 10 minutes yet. And I sat here reading various things and listening to some short videos and stuff like that, trying to determine what to focus attention on today. And until I decided this was what it was going to be, I was not sure. There's so much confusion going on in the world. And there's people that are saying this, and then others that are saying the opposite of that. And how do you know for sure? How do we sift through all of the information and disinformation, all of the wishful thinking and all of the actual what we're going to experience? How do we learn to discern and distinguish between lies and truth? I used to believe that I had the answers. This year, as those of you that have been listening to my videos know, I have questioned things more than I've ever questioned them in my entire life, starting with the idea of God. Now, some people criticize the idea of my previous video talking about Bruno Groening. And I have been talking to Bruno more this week than ever previously, even though I was introduced to him earlier last year, or earlier this year rather, in the beginning of the year. Because obvious to me anyway, the Christianity that I was fed as a youngster and believed with modifications throughout my life doesn't seem to be working. And yet, if Paul Ryan gets put in, he's supposedly an evangelical Christian. I mean, that's an idea that I've been told and read, but of course I read things about some of these major players that are in the news that contradict each other. I mean, I have no doubt but that the Clintons are horrendous pedophiles, along with the Bushes and along with many people that are in the establishment. But some have even suggested that so is Donald Trump a pedophile. Is that true? I've read reports of how upstanding a person he is. Yes, he's had some sexual improprieties, but not involving children or minors. So there's all of this stuff that's going on, all of this massive information that's sweeping through our world. And somebody like me, I pay attention. I mean, that's why I go on the internet and I look at various things. I try to read and I try to become as informed as I possibly can, but just determining, again, what is the true information, what is the fantasy or the outright lie is a challenge. And I want to see, as you all know, that listen to me, I want to see a world where people can actually grow, where the leaders in the world are leaders because they encourage the growth of people. They don't try to put a lid on and arrest people that search for truth. Searching for truth is highly esteemed by a person who is a true, legitimate leader, because they're going to encourage people to be the best they can be, and to explore, and to try things, and to determine, study, to show yourself approved unto God. That's your reasonable service. Study to show yourself approved. But most people don't study. We just swallow. Most people just simply swallow whatever they're being told. And I don't want you to swallow anything that I'm telling you, because I'm in a place where, quite frankly, I don't know how it's all going to come out. All I know is how I'd like it to come out. I'd like it to come out with those that have stood in the way of mankind's development taken out of the way themselves, if they are unwilling to repent and truly, truly turn toward the good and to truth, and not the lies and the evil and all of the corruption that has been rampant in our world for far longer than we even know about. We only know about it because of the media, because the media has mushroomed and blossomed in our generation, in the current generation, and so that people know things that they would not have known even 30 or 40 years ago. They would not have known some of the things we have the capability of knowing now. The information simply was not readily available unless you were in a specific job or a specific situation where you would have access to it, but you would only have access to part of it. Now, because of the internet, you can access many things, at least in the United States. Whatever you want to look up, you can find information, and sometimes you'll find that it's blocked for whatever reason. But in any case, there seems to be massive changes taking place. There seems to be a shakedown going on, where that which has been high is being debased, and hopefully that which has been debased will be exalted. There's a reverse flow of energy. That's called an antiadromia. And that was a Carl Jung term, of course, where everything reverses and goes in the opposite direction from the way that it was going. I hope that's what's taking place. And I hope that is the shakedown that we need, if we're going to be truly free, if we're going to become the people that we were, I believe, destined to be at the very beginning of our story, our existence. Anyway, as always, thank you for listening. And if I've sounded a little bit discombobulated or unsure of myself, you're right, I have been. And I own it and I admit it. I'm doing the best that I can, is all I can tell you. Thank you for listening, and namaste.